Just like I promised, my second Odyssey Neo G7 has arrived, surprisingly with a newer firmware. So we'll be testing 1002.1 versus 1003.0 to see if there is a panel brightness difference, and of course testing the dreaded quality control from Samsung. Mini LED power never looked so good in these beautiful images. And by testing quality control, we can see if there is a panel difference or aesthetic build quality difference, with a few surprises here. And also from requests, I will be showing the BenQ Halo screen bar LED light to see if it fits on the Neo G7. So again friends, we'll be testing both panels. Is quality control a real issue on the new Neo line of monitors? We'll find that out all today on Viktors Reality. And friends, before we begin, I want to give a shout out to all the Odyssey lifers out there. You guys make this channel great. I love the Odyssey line of monitors. So let's start off with Chris Rodriguez, Cable Salad, Didu, Goomba the Gray, Jay Pimentel. You guys really make this channel great, and I appreciate you tagging along, at least to that part of the video, in my prior Neo G7 versus Neo G8 showcase. Remember friends, we should all be united on this technology. This is amazing mini LED technology on monitors now. Nothing excuses Samsung from quality control, just like any other manufacturer. But to know we're getting the latest and greatest mini LED technology on monitors, where prior it was way expensive. There will be hiccups, there will be bumps in the road, and I will take that journey with you as I buy all these monitors from my own pocket. And all I want to do is help you make that awesome buying decision. I don't want you wasting your money. We don't have room here for anti-Samsung or anti-any manufacturer or anything. This is a community of display tech lovers, and I for one am happy that Samsung is pushing the boundaries, pushing the limits of 4K 240Hz. Scan lines or not, this is the beginning, and it will only get better from here on out. So friends, let's see how these two Neo G7s display their power. I did get this second Neo G7 because I specifically, for you, want to test out the brightness difference. Now in my prior video with the Neo G7 versus Neo G8, I did see from a visual standpoint that the Neo G8 is brighter. Friends, check out Arting's new numbers from the Neo G7 and Neo G8. I made my videos about 2 weeks ago and released it last week. I am spot on numbers that I can see visually. I am so proud to be able to bring that to you, to my subscribers. I owe it to you to give you the proper and right information. So rest assured, I can see these things, these nits levels from a visual standpoint. I have so many monitors, you can see the playlists. I know what brightness differences mean from a number standpoint and from a visual standpoint. And I can easily see a 10 to 20 nit difference just by looking at something. I've been able to spot it with the Neo G7 versus Neo G8. Arting's just released their Neo G8 numbers. I am spot on. If you compare both numbers as you're seeing here, we're looking at a 20 to 50 nit difference. Again, they do their testing, I have my testing. I do it visually, I show you video proof. Always. As to me, opinion doesn't matter unless you can show someone. But if you still can't see it, I am introducing my brightness meter, and with newer methods and way better brightness meters in the future to give you that information. I don't want nobody wasting their money. That's the whole point of the channel, guys. This stuff is expensive. I can't control the quality of a manufacturer's monitors when you receive it from a different store or across the world. I can't control that. I can only show you what I have and showcase what I approve and what I love. And I can tell you easily, I got the LG 27GN 950 versus GP 950 correct on the contrast and nits levels just by seeing it. I got the M28U 500 plus nits and increased brightness from the firmware of F07 just by seeing it. And now I'm happy to say, with Arting's numbers, that I released my numbers prior to theirs. Again, Neo G7 versus Neo G8, I got it right, with a 20 to 30 to 50 nit difference in brightness levels versus the Neo G7 versus the 8. I'm happy to be able to offer that to my subscribers. I love you guys, and I don't want you wasting your money. So getting into this video right here, friends, you can see how beautiful both monitors look. We're going to start off with the brightness, and we'll work our way with everything else. You can see here in the menu. For this specific video, I am showcasing both on Cinema Preset. My original Neo G7 is the purple one, while the new one that just arrived is the light blue, so you can tell the difference. And the thing is, with these monitors, my original one has a firmware of 1002.1, while the new one that just arrived is the 1003.0. So that's kind of weird that even from the same store, we got two different numbers. So again, I believe it's a different batch, and you will be able to see there is a panel difference, a quality control difference, and I'm here to bring that to you to help you make that awesome buying decision. Now the camera might get out of focus, friends, but I'll tell you the numbers as we go. 1,171 nits versus 1,079 nits at a 4% window. Now at a 9 to 10% window, it's coming up the same, about 1,171 on the left, 1,073 on the right, and that was at 10%. With a 25% window in SDR, we are looking at 935 plus nits on the left, while 856 on the right. That is about a 70 nit difference. That is crazy. That is a difference to see. That is about an 80 nit difference that is easily seen with the highlights in SDR mode. I can see it, and here's the video proof to show you. There is a difference, even on a number standpoint. At a 50% window, we're looking at 585 on the left versus a 535 to 538 on the right. And I apologize, I am seeing this in editing, in post. We're looking at here, as the camera just blanked out on me, 330 nits at full screen on the left, with a 301 on the right. Friends, the only way to use this specific meter that I'm showcasing right here is you need to do this in a pitch black room. You cannot have any window open, as that will introduce ambient light, and this is really an ambience light meter. So you need to do this in a pitch black room. You cannot have any RGB ambient lighting, sunlight going into the room, because it will be picked up by this device. There are better machines out there to test nits capability, and I will be bringing that into the channel very soon, but this is what I have so far. These numbers on the left at least line up exactly with what Artings is stating, what they're showing, and what they tested with. So I'm confident to say these numbers are correct in a pitch black room, not with windows open or in a living room with a lot of ambient light. Pitch black is the only way to get semi-correct numbers, and that's what I'm doing here. So friends, the Neo G7 on the left, my original one, is brighter across the board in SDR and HDR. Here we're just testing SDR, but I'm just showing you there is a panel difference in brightness. Now if I show this new Neo G7 versus the Neo G8, that is a drastic difference, because my Neo G8 is 20 to 30 to even 50 nits brighter than my Neo G7, like I've shown you before. With my tester, I can see it from my eyes, and with my testing, the Neo G8 is way brighter. Now it destroys this newer G7 in a sense, as you saw here. I don't know guys, from what I'm seeing, my original Neo G7 looks to have more contrast. Remember, panel differences, panel variations can happen. I would say 5 to 10% difference in nits levels, in contrast. You know, some panels are warmer or cooler than others. That's just common sense with any TV or display technology. I've seen that constantly with all my monitors. But the one on the left looks to be warmer. These are all on the same settings, friends. Cinema preset, 80 contrast, 56 saturation, 48 sharpness, local dimming is on high, and contrast enhancer is on high to give you the max power. You can always lower or change any of these settings, but you cannot get brighter from what I'm able to do on my monitors. Now you may have a monitor that's even brighter than mine, which I'm jealous then, because I want that brightness, especially with this local dimming power. That's awesome. You just saw over 80 nits in difference on its highest peak. That is crazy. And I'm sure there's going to be someone out there that has probably about 100 nit difference. That is crazy good. But it's crazy bad when Samsung can't control this quality and give it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's something we have to deal with the Odyssey lineup. I've seen this with every single monitor, friends. Don't think it just pertains to the Odyssey lineup. It pertains to every single display technology. The M28U and M32U, people are not able to install the OSD Sidekick software to be able to update their monitors. It happens a lot. The Alienware and Dell monitors not being able to update. There are no such thing as firmware nonsense on those monitors. They do revisions, not upgrades, not firmwares. Too many channels get that wrong too many times. Again, I know this because I own these. I've dealt with them. I try to help everyone out, try to get the most information. And pretty soon we will be talking a big and huge difference with the Alienware AW3423DW with some black screen issues going into sleep mode and also sleep mode that are coming from doing the pixel refresh. But we will get to that in another video. Friends, what I'm saying is every single monitor has issues, not just the Neo lineup. So be careful out there when you're seeing all the negativity on the Neo lineup. Usually it's from the same people over and over and over. You can tell. I have seen that lately, and these are probably from people who don't even own it. You know what I'm saying? Again, my loyalty is to my subscribers, to you, to give you the correct information. They're just trying to push whatever agenda, whatever manufacturer they want. I push all manufacturers because I love this technology. I love everything. And again, I can only report on what I own and what I have. Here testing out build quality, I guess the wobble quality. That's what we would call it, the wobble quality. As you can see, I am shaking my desk, I would say medium force. Not super strong, but not lightly either. The Neo G7 on the left is stronger, tougher, firmer than the new one that just arrived on the right. The one on the right wobbles way more, much more than the one on the left. So you can see, quality control, even from a hinge monitor standpoint, is apparent. And this is something, again, that you'll have to deal with. Funny thing is, I have not done these kinds of tests on any of my other monitors, just these, because this is what is making a lot of noise online. But I'm happy to do it, to bring you that honest truth. If there is something you want me to test, feel free to always leave a comment down below. I will get to it if I can in due time. There's nothing to hide here. We should be gaming, not RMAing anything. Now look at the panel difference here. Look what arrived. On the right is the new panel. It's disgusting. When I first saw this, right away I was thinking of you guys. Seriously, you don't understand. I kind of got angry, thinking, what in the world are they shipping? What is this nonsense? I can totally understand the frustration of many when they get their monitor and they see this kind of garbage. This is nonsense, and I'm sure you agree with me. We should never be seeing these kinds of quality control issues. Now, I left the plastic on the right as I removed it from the left, so you can see there is a difference. One is older, one is newer, but the older one is only like 2 weeks old. So look at the back panel to the screen. I tried to snap it back in, but it looks like the glue or the snapping plastic part just is not there. So there is no way I will be able to close this. Now, this is an issue because this will introduce dust, moisture, which I'm not too worried about. I have an air-controlled room, but dust will easily get into this panel now, and in time will display itself on the screen. This, I guarantee you, friends, is gonna go back to wherever it came from, because I will not put up with this, and you shouldn't either. If I was a Samsung shill, if I was a Samsung fanboy, I wouldn't be showing you this. I would be spinning it in a different way. This is totally unacceptable, and I'm bringing you that information to help you. So if you see this nonsense, send it back and exchange it for another one, because you don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. Just look at it, friends. It got me so furious because I'm expecting a beautiful monitor, right? This is expensive. Can't wait to showcase it to you guys. I want to be able to play on it. And then I see this where the back panel is not even hooked up, connected, glued, whatever. It's not done correctly. And this is totally unacceptable. Friends, I'm sure you can hear my frustration, and I'm frustrated on your behalf. This is disgusting. This should never happen. Now moving on over to a request I got in the comment section. Friends, I'm more than happy always to test anything you need me to help you. The BenQ Halo screen bar does not fit on the Alienware AW3423DW because it's too wide in the back. There is no way for this little back hinge to hook onto, but it does fit the Neo G7 and Neo G8. It fits it barely. You can see this 1000R screen curvature is testing the limits of this flat LED light bar. You can see the top corners do rest a little bit on the monitor itself, which is okay. So I would say it works. It's not going to scratch your screen or anything. There is a little depth of the monitor itself. From the screen, you can see where it will rest on. It won't scratch your screen. But again, it barely fits. Meaning if I would want to leave this on my monitor, I would. I'm not worried about it scratching or anything. So friends, I have no issues whatsoever with these beautiful monitors. This is the Neo G7 at 165Hz at 4K. But thankfully there are no scanline issues on the Neo G7, not at 120Hz or 165. And now we'll be taking a look at 1440p at 165Hz, playing some Angerfoot. Now for whatever reason, the camera is a little bit, I would say, stuttering with this gameplay. I don't know what's going on. I am mirroring it through DisplayPort on my PC, but everything has so much contrast, so much brightness, everything looks beautiful. It's super smooth at 165. There is no crazy degradation of the picture. Of course, you would want to play this at 4K to utilize the full power of this monitor's resolution, but 1440p works perfect if you want to save some power to get smoother frame rates with lesser capable GPUs. I can totally see myself playing this at 165 at a lower resolution for that mini LED power and awesome highlight brightness. With this awesome VA technology, it's a sight to behold if you truly try this out. If you have one, I know you love it, because I love it too. So again friends, this is the Odyssey Neo G7 versus a newer Neo G7 that I got to test and see if there was a brightness difference, which there is, a 30 to 50 to even 80 nit difference. That is crazy. There is a panel lottery, there is a quality control even from a brightness power level, and I've been able to show you that here in today's video. The Neo G7 on the left does look to have a tad more contrast. Again, it is brighter, it looks a little bit deeper. Again, this is my honest opinion from what I'm able to see. To me, it's just a better picture. I was expecting to get the newer one as maybe a little bit brighter to debunk that panel variance, but no, it's true, it happens. And I can easily tell you, my Neo G8 is brighter than both of these. And to me right now, I'm liking the Neo G8 because of that sharpness to it. I know many of you don't like that ultra matte screen, and again, we will get into that in another video because everyone has a preference. But I don't know guys, I'm liking the Neo G8 over the Neo G7 line. So friends, I truly hope this video was able to help you see the minute differences on the panel lottery and quality control. And unfortunately, with the monitor having the back panel issue, the lower in brightness, maybe a tad lower in contrast just from a visual standpoint and from my nits level tester, there is a quality control issue, and this can happen on any monitor. But I'm showcasing here the Odyssey Neo G7. Friends, I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Odyssey fan for life. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next time.